Right.
Oh, come on, boy.
Huh?
I'm talking to Jack,
You-
Who's Jax?
the dog.
my dog.
Anyway, yeah, that's Erica. You'll find out who she is in a minute. I am Michael. That is Reggie. Say hi, Reggie.
Hi, Reggie.
And we're also joined by Mingo and Jack. Say hi, Mingo.
Hi.
Oh, I didn't really give a formal introduction. Thank you all for coming back. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for doing everything that you do to follow. Tell 50 friends to tell 50 friends. Again, I am Michael, and we have two guests, as you probably heard or heard about. The first one, I will say that I've known her for a very long time, an extremely long time. She is like a sister to me. And to Reggie, she's not like a sister because she actually is a sister. That is Erica Bush. That is Reggie's sister. So say hi, Erica.
Hello.
Yep. And our other guest, she goes by one name because she's that important that she only needs one name. You refer to her as Mingo. You can call her Mingo. Everybody calls her Mingo. Hey, Mingo.
Hey, Migo.
Hey. Hey.
All right. We're going to approach this from, well, first thing, before we even get into how we're going to approach this, I have a question for Erica. Erica, you grew up with the
Sir?
boy. You've been with him all your life. What did y'all do to that boy? Just let me know. It's like, was it parenting? Did you do something as a sister? Like,
Yeah, she
who
exists.
can we blame for this?
Oh.
You know,
you
she
can blame
exists.
my parents. You can blame my parents for that. That's who you can blame. My parents.
She breathes my
Awesome.
air.
All right, ladies, we're gonna ask you all some questions and just give us answers because we always want to know more about women.
Do my best.
Yeah. All right, first of all, I'm imagining that you both are single. Please confirm or deny that.
At this present moment, which is what time?
427.
427.
Sunday at 4:27. At 4:28, I am singly. Yes, I'm
Yes.
singly single.
And just so you know, all that'll get edited out because this mess will go up in like a month, so it won't matter what time it is. But we'll just go with that.
Well, in a month I won't be single. That's the whole problem.
Boop.
That I won't. Right. See, I
Okay.
ain't gonna be single in a
Note the
month.
date and
But for right
time.
now, I'm
There we
single.
go.
So you can edit what you like. But in a month,
See?
I'm not gonna be single.
See?
Note the
Oh.
date and time.
See?
Okay.
Matters.
See what I'm saying?
Okay.
You understand?
Times and dates. Times and dates matter, sir.
I'll actually
Times and dates matter.
I'll
They
actually
do.
leave that in just for that answer. Okay. Mingo, as of Sunday 427, are you married, single, dating? What are you doing?
Four,
Wait, whoa, whoa,
428.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
It's
whoa, whoa,
428.
whoa.
It's 428 now.
Okay.
What?
Okay. But I have to
Erica.
clarify. You said
Erica
are you
B.
single. I'm dating. I'm dating. I was dating.
Okay.
So I'm single, but I'm dating.
Okay. Do you have a boyfriend to go old school with it? That's when we talk about single. That's
Okay,
really-
now that's called courting.
all that Michael Jackson.
Courting. I'm dating.
okay.
To answer
Do
your
you have a
question,
man? Yes or no?
single. Mingo is single to answer your question. There we
Thank
go.
you, Mingo. Thank you for
But
making.
Thank
at
you, Migo.
4:29 p.m. However, everything else that she said, add that on to mine.
Okay, I got you. In a month, you'll be straight.
Go ahead, Erica. Right.
Yeah, my boyfriend in a month.
So okay. So right now, Erica doesn't have a man. We're gonna go with that. Mingo and Erica are both single. Okay, and here's the important question because me and Reggie had a debate about this and we had to be honest about ourselves. Do you all like men? Not are you attracted to men, but it's like, how do you feel about the male gender in general?
I love men.
No. We know we love women.
No,
we just don't like it. We just don't like
men.
y'all.
Exactly.
don't
We
like
don't
men.
like you. There's a
No,
difference.
I don't like y'all at all. No, I do not.
Love
no.
and like are two different things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
I
And
don't.
that's,
Yeah, at
that's
this,
why I asked the question
no.
specifically like that. Do you like
No.
us?
At this present moment right now, no, I don't like y'all at all. No, not right now. Not no.
I said love. I said I love.
Now
But that wasn't a
I
question.
do not like you right now. No, no, I do
Yeah.
not.
No, I do not. I
Why
do
not? Why
Hey,
not?
Erica, I wasn't really clear on your answer.
Do not. D-O space N-O-T. No, I don't.
Why not? Why not?
Because
It wasn't supposed to be that big of a stump question. I didn't ask you
No,
about
because I'm trying to
astrophysics.
figure out how to. I'm trying to.
You don't clear up your language. Just go ahead. Go for it.
Wait a minute, because
Because y'all are extreme and you don't need to be. Y'all are extra and you don't need to be. Because I don't know if it's this stigma, persona, whatever you want to call it, where you have to act like you don't have any feelings, you don't have any emotions. Because if you show, God forbid, if you show emotion, that's such a fucked up thing. If a man shows emotion that, for some reason you think you're like a bitch or something, and that's not it. That's the key to success in a relationship is the vulnerability and the sensitivity that you lack. So that's why I can say I don't like y'all. It's too much unnecessary drama that doesn't need to occur. If you
men, y'all are
just
supposed to be simple.
Michael, I'm gonna let you address this. I'm not gonna
When
say a
you're
word.
supposed to be simple, because
There
you
you go.
require simple answers, but yet your behavior makes it dramatic.
Okay.
We're dramatic.
All right. So my next question is: have either one of you two women ever called a man a bitch? Have you ever
Yes.
referred to a man as a bitch?
Oh wait, called it to his face a bitch? Or
Either have you thought of him
behind
as a
their back?
bitch? Have you called him
There's
a
a difference.
bitch? Either or. Have you thought of him a bitch? Have you referred to him a bitch? When you were talking to Mingo, you like that dude's a bitch?
He's a bitch.
we call him Mingo. We call him Mingo.
Okay, so I have never called a man a bitch to his face.
But she thought it.
I might not have called him that behind. I might call it bitch acidness. There's a difference.
I had a
That
feeling
bitch
that was
acidness.
I had a feeling that was coming.
What
He's
the
a
hell
pab.
is bitch
He's a
happiness?
pab. That's what I was trying to get you to
That's
say.
it.
We
A
call him a
pab.
pab.
We call him a pab.
We call him a pab.
What the hell is a path?
Punk ass bitch.
But
Yeah, Reggie.
Just
Keep up.
abbreviate.
Yeah, Reggie, keep up. Okay, so to kind of like not answer your question because you didn't answer one, but just to like kind of on your topic about men and
Get that one to Erica.
yeah, but just to speak about men and vulnerability, I think that's part of it. Because it's hard for a man to be vulnerable when if
he's scared of his woman gonna call him a bitch.
Exactly. Or think of him as a bitch
Okay.
or a pab. So
No.
What you mean no? Oh, please explain.
No.
Inquiring
No.
minds want to know. Please explain.
No.
no what?
No. Because
Come on, come with it.
you do not you make the assumption that the woman is going to call you a punk or a bitch or whatever because of your previous experience with the people that you've had in the past.
Who called him a bitch?
Right, but not all of us are like that. We're not. At least I am not like that.
Muhammad Ali had a favorite phrase where he's talking about snakes and shit, and he was talking about I can't tell the difference between poisonous snakes and non-poisonous snakes if you put 1,000 in front of me. So if there's 2 of those motherfuckers who aren't poisonous, but there's 998 of them that are poisonous, I'm not gonna sit there and take the chance. So you may be the 2 women in the whole wide world who is progressive enough to sit there and say, yo, show your feelings, and I'm not gonna call you a bitch. But hell, the other 998 called him a bitch.
Well, I don't know about
But
that.
I think oh, go ahead.
No, you're the guest, Mingo. You speak first.
Did you speak, Mingo?
So in my mind, as far a bitch is a cheating, lying. There's a difference in showing vulnerability. I'm not gonna look at you as weak or as a bitch and showing vulnerability. Especially if that's what we want, if that's what we're asking for. So that's my difference in calling a man a pab or a bitch.
Let me ask you a question though.
I got you.
Let me ask you a question though, because it's a slippery slope. You women have never dated men who have been overly emotional, that like cried when old Yeller got shot.
Was that Kurt Thomas?
Who has it?
It's so emotional.
No, I'm asking. It's a question.
I've had a crier, yes.
Okay.
But did they cry when Old Yeller came on? I've had a
And I had
crier,
a
but
crier.
I ain't.
Hey, wait.
Hey,
Hey,
no,
I
Reggie.
ain't had a crier like
No, let me
that.
say this,
hold
Reggie.
up.
I
Okay.
haven't.
No, let me just-
I cried with our legend dog got killed.
Well, who
okay.
did?
Anyway, yeah, and I
Oh, wait,
think
I'm sorry. I apologize. Go ahead.
what I'm trying to get to by asking that question is that, and it speaks to the different definitions of these things, because when you talk about vulnerability in a man, it's like one thing to say, okay, it's cool for him to be vulnerable, it's cool for him to express himself, but it's a slippery slope, and it differs from women because there are women that will say, okay, it's okay to be vulnerable in this category, but if you're overly
Over-
vulnerable and emotional, then you're soft.
You-
And you need to question some things. And because guys don't often really know where that line is, and if they cross over and they're crying about some stuff that you think is just ridiculous, that's when oftentimes when you might not call him a bitch, but you might think that he got a little bitch in him.
Because like I said, Michael, your story with your mom is a perfect example where you sit there and brought up.
Oh yeah, the
But-
story about my mom, for people that don't know, basically the gist of it is my mom back in the day when she was dating, she dated this dude that took her on a date to see Malcolm X, the movie. That's how long that was ago. They went to the movie, and when Malcolm X got shot, all of a sudden she hears this like whimpering next to her. She looks over and she sees a dude is crying. And at that point, she decided, I cannot go out with this dude again. That is ridiculous.
Oh,
And
Because in her mind, he thought she was a bitch.
wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like I said.
Do you think that comes from a different era of thinking?
well,
No.
actually, no. And the reason I say
No.
the reason I say no is because I am still in the dating pool. So I am out here dating women. And there are women that often talk about how they want a vulnerable man, how they want a man who expresses themselves. But yet they'll turn around and a week later, they'll talk about how that's too much. He's doing too much. He's crying at this ridiculousness or whatever. And it's like, well, you want him to be vulnerable. You can't pick and choose when that vulnerability is manifested. So no, I don't think it's a generation. Well, I know it's not a generational thing.
I know it's not generational.
And I find it hard to believe. And of course, y'all can, I don't know you all, but well, I know Erica, but I don't know her in dating. But I find it hard to believe that if y'all met a dude who was crying because the sky was gray, or y'all watching a TV show and he just started crying and stuff, I just find it hard to believe that y'all would think that's attractive. And I say that because I wouldn't think that's attractive as a man. So I can't see how that'd be attractive to y'all as females. But I can be wrong.
Erica?
Well, I got to go first.
Because you the mouthy one. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like I'm either right or wrong. Y'all can,
I mean, again, I think that this is funny. I'm in a different space and time. If you would have asked me this question 2 years ago, I think I would have agreed with you. But now I'm like, no, all that shit that we learned was wrong.
okay.
It was
Different place.
it was wrong. It was no. So I need a man who's gonna damn cry.
So I have a question for you, my lovely
Reggie's
sister.
probably the same question I have. Mingo, did you have something to say?
I was just gonna say somebody that is a crier like that
That's different.
because it's cloudy outside. That's different. That might be somebody that has a mental issue that they're dealing with. That's there's a difference in crying at Malcolm X when he got shot and crying
Right.
because the sky is blue. you wanted, I don't know. That's all I'm saying. But go ahead.
Michael.
No, I guess that was going to lead to my next thing, because if you do talk about how that was like a younger way of thinking versus now where you're more mature and you see things differently, if you do have a more vulnerable, emotional man, how does that play into the whole role of him as a protector, which I hear a lot of women want? First of all, do you both want a man to protect you, quote unquote?
And what the hell does that mean?
And if you do, how does someone that's so vulnerable and emotional play into that role of a protector?
Domingo.
Mm. So your question was about balancing between being vulnerable and being a protector. Is that
Yeah.
what the question was?
Yes.
What?
I think I just answered it right there. There's got to be a healthy balance of I want both. I mean, I don't want you to I don't know. Yeah.
What am I
Why
protecting you
can't
from
you
though? What
why
am I
can't you
protecting
be
you from
wrong?
though?
But I guess my question is, yeah, what are you protecting me from? Are you talking about if we're out and about and you're defending me from somebody, or what do you mean?
No, we asking y'all guys. That's what y'all tell us. You want someone you want to protect them. I mean, when women say protection, they want a man to protect them. It wraps up in a whole bunch of things. We had a guest on, and she had a criteria where she, at one point in her life, she would not date anyone under 6 feet. She's 5'5", right? And some women have other physical characteristics that they had to be bigger, blah blah blah, because they use that word protection. And it's like, okay, we're not fighting saber-tooth tigers no more and shit. So protect you exactly from what? I mean, granted, maybe some of this stuff is hardwired. I understand. I had one friend who she said she wanted a guy a certain height because it made her feel smaller. Now, I think that's very shallow, but I understand that. I get that. It's very fucked up, but I get it. Versus okay, I need a 6'2" guy because I need to feel like he can protect me. Protect you from what?
So how would you feel if the roles were reversed and you were out with your lady and she protected you from somebody? Like, how would you feel? Does that mess with your masculinity, knowing that your lady took him down and you didn't?
If she's
I
an
mean, are you
MMA
okay
fighter,
with that?
if she's an MMA fighter and I'm not, I don't give a flying super fuck.
Okay. Michael, what are your thoughts?
I guess my thing is, and going back, let me answer your question first before I go into my thoughts. As far as my woman stepping up to address some kind of conflict for me, I guess my whole thing is I don't necessarily think like that. It's like just not even being a man, just being an adult. I don't think about anybody doing anything for me. So I don't think about my woman standing up for me. I think if there's a problem, shoot, if she steps up, I'm gonna step up. And I guess I won't push her back while I'm trying to handle the dude. So we'll both be stepping up. And that's kind of where I think of it. I don't think of anybody doing things for me. My mind just doesn't work like that. So yeah, I can't even fathom that. And I wouldn't allow it because I'd be right there with her. So that's that. And going back to the point I was going to make is that when you talk about balance, Mingo, that's part of the issue that guys struggle with. And I understand where you're coming from because oftentimes people want a balance of everything. But when it comes to a guy expressing vulnerability, it points back to that line I referenced earlier, where that balancing line is a hard line. And you all don't necessarily explain what the line is, where the line is.
You don't standardize it.
Between
You don't
being a
standardize
bitch
and normalize it.
and
Yes.
being just like safely vulnerable.
Yes. Because it changes from woman to woman to woman to woman.
Yeah, and it changes from woman to woman, but no one ever explains. Like, if you do this, then that's some bitch like stuff.
That's some bitch shit.
If you crying because it's cloudy for the third day in a row,
hey,
that's whole like. But if your mother dies, then that's safe to cry about, and it's like you just don't know.
I think that it all comes down to this is so good. It's gonna sound cliche when I say this, but just hear me out. I think it all boils down to communication and knowing your partner.
Yes.
You have got to keep asking questions. You have got to keep talking to them because that is the only way that you're going to know your partner. And that is what I have now realized is the fact that I have always assumed from what I've learned from the last person that I dated.
Or movies or television shows and shit like that.
Right. Or television shows or whatever that was ingrained in my brain. And now I am at I don't want to say age because age has nothing to do with it. I'm now at the maturity in my life to realize that, oh no, everything that I learned, I have got to unlearn it.
Hey, Mike,
I have got to unlearn it because it's not working. It's just not. So
Mike, I have a question for my sister.
Okay. Well, let me finish this thought.
Okay, go
ahead. In order for me to get into my next relationship, I am intentionally trying to really get to know the person and ask questions. because I do not want to go back and repeat the same crap that I did that will doom my relationship.
Over and over
So
again. Yep.
I ask questions, and it may be it's to some guys, to some guys it's off-putting, but I don't know how they else get to know you except for me to ask questions, because the way that I did it before, that shit ain't working.
That
So
didn't
I
work.
have got to ask you questions. I gotta ask you questions. And if what I'm doing is not attracted to you, or it's not in your energy, not in your vibe, then turn around and walk away and be like, I can't handle it. But if it is, then answer my questions and we can go back like a ping pong.
Like I said, I have no
But
problem.
again,
That's some insightful shit for my sister.
Erica, I do agree that you need to ask questions, and any guy that would be offended by that, yeah, that might speak more to what he might be
You need to
hiding.
run. You
How,
need to run.
how else do conversations work? But I guess the question that I would have to that is, when it comes to vulnerability and like that and things like that, what questions would you ask that would like give you information about his vulnerability?
Do you cry with the dog get eye alleged get
no.
You mentioned that dog is I'm like, what a motherfucker.
No.
I'm sorry.
I think it's
push your button.
well, for me at least, when I try to force a question, it doesn't work out. It don't work out. So it has to organically happen, right?
Oh yeah, she's a Gemini, so yeah, it has to
Like in the
organic.
moment,
It
yeah.
depends. It
It
depends
has to
on
be
which
the moment.
twin is actually talking.
Yeah, because if I force it, it ain't going nowhere. It'll turn to shit. So I have to seize the opportunity to ask the question. If that makes any sense.
Okay.
Oh, to me, like I said, I've been with your Gemini ass for like 40 some plus years, so I know you're crazy.
Okay, but no one else
think
listening
so, too.
has. But that kind of leads me to my next thing. We'll get off the vulnerability. So okay, for both you ladies, as you're out here in the dating pool, in these streets, it's like you both will be in relationships in a month.
Yes.
You've
Claim it,
spoken,
name
you've
it,
spoken that into
name it, claim
existence.
it, same it.
So with that
was great,
said,
Erica. That was great.
how would you describe your faith in the dating process itself? I mean, it's one thing to say, yeah, I'll be with somebody in a month, but like realistically, as you look at it with the guys that you're meeting, it's like, do you really feel like, yeah, this is really jumping off because there's so much good stuff happening? Or is it like, these like, sorry, Pabs? It's like, Mingo?
It's a good question.
Thank you.
I mean,
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I think it's a combination of both. I mean, I'm always optimistic. You know what I mean? I'm always optimistic. That's all I have for that one, Erica. I mean, I have to think about that for a second.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Yeah, and if something comes to you, just come back to us.
Yeah.
You got to be optimistic. I mean, you have
Yeah.
to have faith. Do I have faith? My faith, listen, I have wavering faith. I mean, I am not, it is what it is. Some days it is strong, it is on point, it's 100%, and I am forging ahead. And other days, I can't even see that mustard seed. I don't know where it is. It blew away or something, and I'm just grasping at straws. So I gotta have it, and it's a balancing act. But
No, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I agree.
Yeah.
but my end desire, the desire of my heart, is to be in a growth feeling, mature, healthy, expanding, spontaneous, sexually charged, consistency all day long relationship
Why?
that will continue until we die.
Are you done, Erica? Or are you?
Yeah, I'm done.
No, I was just gonna say that, like seriously, everybody is different. Every personality is different, and that's why I'm optimistic. I mean, and looking forward to getting to know someone. I mean, I think communication is the biggest thing. If you have a question, ask it. There should be no gray areas. If I have a question about anything, I mean, we should be able to talk about it.
Yeah. I respect those answers because one thing, I don't trust two things. One, I don't trust anybody who says they're like pessimistic, because if they're that pessimistic, then they shouldn't be dating. And I don't trust anyone that's 100% optimistic, because if you don't admit to like those negative days, those frustrations and stuff like that. I called Reggie last night on some shit. We won't get on. It'll come out later in the podcast episode. So yeah, if somebody's being 100% truthful and they are really actively dating, you are going to admit that there are sometimes these mother blankets get on your mother blanket nerve.
Mother
Yeah,
blanket
and they go,
nerves.
and they go. Those are the ones that you don't have. I don't, at least me, I don't have a problem disconnecting from, never talking to again. You know,
Girl,
you
you are
just
such a
let those
revelation.
go. You got to learn those
Ooh.
red flags and know, what was it you said the other day, Erica? Know when to hold them,
Oh Lord.
know when to fold
Oh
them. That's
Lord.
what you have to know. Don't put that on the air.
Oh
You can edit that part
Lord.
out. I just realized you can edit that out.
Oh no, we keep that. You channeled your inner Reggie there.
It's funny though, Mingo, because I'm about to blow your mind. Are you ready for this?
Right.
Only thing I have to say to you is, no, I've submitted totally.
Anyway, but shout out to the woman who submitted totally, which goes back into leadership versus submission, which is another issue. But all right, so in this whole
Oh
deal,
wait, but well, before you go there, because I actually had a thing
That
about
a
that
question too.
submission versus leadership bullshit. Because this
Yeah.
is one time I actually will defend women on the podcast. So mark this down. I think I said this once before. You have all these guys that talk about that I'm the man, you just need to submit to me and blah blah blah. Because I need to be the leader, but at the same time, in order to understand that concept, for a woman to submit to you, you have to be worthy of that trust for her to know that you have her best interest at heart in every decision that you make. Not just because you got some wang down there and somebody filling your head that, oh, you're the man, you need to be the leader. No. And you need to submit to me, woman. That's not how that shit works. If if those are type of scriptures that you're listening to, that's what your guidance is. Yes, a good woman will submit to a man that she knows 150% got her back.
hold up.
Man.
First of all, I hate that you used the word wang. But in the 5 minutes that we have left, my question to that, Erica and to Mingo, are you all up for submitting? Is that what you all doing when you all meet your soulmates? You're going to submit to him? Is that the thing?
I mean,
Crickets.
yeah, there's a different. No, I mean, there's a difference, and I'm not talking that 50 Shades of Grey
Yeah.
submission where you take me in
not
that
even
room.
not even
There's a
in a
different.
sexual thing, not even in a sexual
Well,
way, even
you
though I'm
know
not
what?
knocking that hustle either.
I look at the relationship my grandparents had, and that's perfect. A perfect example of my grandfather was a strong man. However, he would carry my grandmother's purse to the store so she could do her shopping. And I dare you to say something to him about carrying that purse. I mean,
Mhm.
he was comfortable. That's what I'm talking about the vulnerability and the protector. Um, and then I lost my train of thought on that one, so I'm telling
Well,
on myself. So.
nah, it's all good. But here's what I'll say to that. It's funny when the topic is submission and talking about you all submitting, and you give an example of what your grandfather did. So oftentimes when talking to women about submitting, they'll talk about leadership, but they'll never talk about their role in submitting. And
Yes.
many women that I talk to and date, when it comes to the word submission, they're
It's a
like, nah, I
1,
want a
2,
man to
3, get
lead.
rid of the
I'm not.
woman.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
No,
number
I don't
one
have a
is you not
problem. I don't
understand
have a problem.
stop.
I'll let you take it, Erica, but
They don't
no, it's
understand. That's
the
that is
definition
the
of
whole
submission.
right.
Yeah.
It's the whole part of unlearning all of the shit that we have been taught for so long. It's the
How long?
whole, you have to unlearn it. You have to unlearn it and then learn it for the definition for
Amen.
yourself
How
of what it
can you
is.
get that definition in the next 3 minutes?
Yeah,
No,
but my
don't take
answer is
it's not gonna take
yes.
3 minutes. But
Exactly.
yes, but to
Yeah, the
answer your
answer to that
question,
question is yes.
yes. But to answer your question, yes. If he is going to lead me in the direction in which I am comfortable, I will submit to his ass all day long.
Okay,
So
so
yes,
Amen.
so that's interesting
yes.
that you say if, because one of the
Or
contention.
when Well, it depends on who it is. I'm not gonna submit to. Listen, if you cannot lead me, no, I will not submit.
Well,
It
I'm
is like my brother said. It's going to take. Every woman will submit. Every woman will submit to the man whom which she is supposed to submit to. Period. Point blank. That is the end of it.
Okay. We
You know?
Every evolved woman will.
I am
Okay, there you
talking
go.
from a
Because
No, no,
that
woman's
might
point
not
of
be
view.
then that
I
might
am
not be the
talking-
woman for you.
Right.
Then.
I
Did
am
you ever
talking
think
from
about
a
that?
woman point of view. I am saying from a woman,
A real one.
a woman. Every woman will submit to the man whom she is supposed to submit to. Period. Point blank. There's no discussion. There's
So
no
let me.
ramification.
Okay, so
If
let me
she
ask.
does not submit, that is not the man for her.
Oh, you got her
Moving
fired
on.
up. See, you
Period.
asked the
Point
wrong
blank.
question.
So
I know,
You asked the
really.
wrong question.
Got
I'm
you
sorry.
in.
Well,
You
so-
got you in on that.
Okay.
So let me ask this then. So basically, when we're talking about leadership and submission, basically that means that when you're with that person that you trust like that, that means that if you disagree with him, he breaks the tie, and you just stand down when he breaks the
Okay,
tie.
no, stop.
No, see, and
Wait,
that's what I'm
talking
saying. Where you
about.
have
No,
to
no, no, no,
How
no,
much-
no, no,
how
no,
much
no,
does
no,
it-
no,
how much does-
because what
First
you're
of all,
said,
let
what
me
you're
answer the
calling it
question.
is
You
not
have got-
what we're talking about.
Right. You have
Yeah.
got to define what the word submission
Yes.
is.
I just
Again,
asked you to
we're going
define
back.
what the word was.
Just asked you to
Because the
define
way
what the word was.
the way that your definition that you have is not what I'm talking about.
Ladies, thank you all for being a part
You're
of
welcome.
this. Reginald,
Bye.
say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.